My right foot is on the gas and I gun it. And unfortunately, I go over into the gully and I didn't know what to do. I was taking my daughter up to her pastor's house. They were having a sleepover with the young people. It was about 11 o'clock at night because we kind of just took our time going up there. As we were going up to the pastor's house, I realized we were surrounded by orange groves and going up the hill. As I let my daughter out, the pastor came out and he said, "Would you like me to take you back down to the road?" And I said, "No, I'm fine." But I wasn't fine because I have a problem with directions. So as I said goodbye to my daughter and I started down, I didn't realize how dark the path was because there were orange groves everywhere. As I was going down the hill, I turned on my gospel music and I was singing at the top of my voice because it was so dark, the only light was coming from my headlights. And as I began to go down the hill, I noticed that there was a pause there and I could only go right or left. And so I had to make a decision. And I thought about what my husband always said. If you think you should go left, you should go right. And so I thought, okay, I think I should go left, so I'm going to go right. All of a sudden, the road got very, very narrow. And I looked, and there were orange groves on the left-hand side and a huge ravine on the right-hand side. And I thought, I need to turn around. As I turned into the orange grove and I was ready to go, all of a sudden I was stuck. The orange groves had been watered and there was nothing but mud. So now what was I going to do? I could stay there all night. It's probably about 1 o'clock, but I didn't want to do that. So my right foot is on the gas and I gun it. And unfortunately, I go over into the gully. I am only stopped by a huge cactus tree. And I didn't know what to do. Do I stay there all night? But I was afraid that the cactus would not be strong enough to hold me. And then I would go down to the very bottom of the ravine. And of course, I don't know what would happen then. And so I decided to get out and walk. I left the car running and the lights on in case I would have to come back. So I started walking. And I was singing to Jesus. I was saying every memory verse I could think of. I was praying earnestly, Lord, I don't know what I'm doing. I walked and walked, and then I saw a hill to the right, and in the left, I saw a little tiny house with the lights on. And I thought, oh, that hill must be where the pastor lived. And so I walked up the hill. There was nothing. It was black. So as I was running back down, the lights in the house went out. And I just started screaming, help me, help me, help me. And so I went into the house and then I knocked on the door and I heard this little lady saying, I'm going to call the police. And I said, that's fine, I need help. I went in and she said, the police will be here any minute. And I asked her, where am I? She says, you're in the middle of the orange grove. She said, I actually saw you driving by with someone in the car with you. And I thought to myself, there was no one in the car with me when I came this way. And I figured, oh, it must have been my angel. We were waiting for the police and she told me that she took care of her old mother, for some reason was disturbed that night and continued to get up. She said, normally we're both asleep and the lights would have been off. But after I got my mother settled, I couldn't sleep. So I was reading a book. And I thought, that's God, turning that light on so that I could see it. And the police came and she said, I think I know where she went. So we went to where we were and the police got nervous because the road got so narrow. And as we were walking, she said, those are mountain lion tracks down there and they're fresh. And I thought, oh, Jesus, again, you've shown me your love and your care. And so we went to the car. The policeman went down. He got my purse. We came back up. And then we went back to where she lived. We called AAA and they came out. And so when the tow truck came, it was a little tow truck. And again, we went to where my car was. He hooked it up, but instead of pulling my minivan up, his tow truck was going down. And so he said, I can't do this, I've got to call a bigger truck. So they hooked the big tow truck to the little tow truck, which is connected to my car, and they were able to pull my car out. And the only thing that had happened to my car was the glass over the headlight had broken. And I thanked the lady very much, and I traveled home, and I took a shower, and I went to school. It was that late by the time I got home. And so I thank God for this. After that, I've had 3 cancers, which I've had to deal with, but I think back on how God gave me that faith-building experience. And each time I went through something, I think back on that and how if God cared for me then, He's going to always be with me. My name is Dorita West, and this is my story.
I'm Pastor Tara Van Cross, and we're so glad that you've tuned into our Azure Hills Church YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe, and click on the bell so that you'll be notified every time we share new videos. We are so glad that you're here. Until next time, please know that we're praying for you as you continue to be a voice of hope.